I still remember the exact moment my phone exploded. 57 missed calls before sunrise. The night before, I'd posted 3 quiet photos: my frost-laced cabin porch, a single string of lights, the caption, "The only gift I needed this year." For 12 straight Christmases, my parents had forgotten to include me in the annual pilgrimage to their lakeside estate. This time, they remembered within minutes, only to demand I host because my sister Claire and her husband were expecting and needed space. They mistook my silence for consent. It was a countdown. Reputation was currency in the Warrens' world. Dad, Victor, a private equity titan, measured love in press clippings. Mom, Evelyn, a lifestyle influencer with 1 million followers, curated every frame but never noticed the child outside it. Claire, the prodigy surgeon, had always been the headline. My art director promotions? Footnotes. When I was 9, they missed my school play for Claire's debate finals. I waited backstage in a paper crown until the janitor locked up. Only Aunt Lila phoned later, furious, promising she'd never let another milestone slip. She kept that promise until distance and age pulled her 2 states away. By 32, I'd carved a life they couldn't claim. Senior creative at Apex Collective, a corner office I'd bled for. My downtown loft was cramped, but mine. December used to arrive like a bruise. This year, it arrived with a wire transfer, $112,000 end-of-year bonus. I stared at the alert, pulse racing, then opened a browser. A cedar and glass retreat in the Cascades appeared for bedrooms, wraparound deck, windows drinking in evergreens. I called the broker, Tara, at 2 a.m. cash offer, I said. She thought I was drunk. I wasn't. 3 weeks of manic nights, paint swatches, midnight deliveries, jazz ricocheting off raw beams. On Solstice Eve, I stood in the finished great room, fire snapping, pine resin thick in the air. I snapped the photos, posted, and waited. The phone detonated. Evelyn, how did you afford this? Victor, we'll all come up Christmas Eve. Claire, perfect for the baby. I smiled into the dark. They weren't inviting me home. They were annexing mine. December 24th, 6:30 p.m. Their summons arrived via text. Family meeting. Attendance mandatory. I drove the icy switchbacks, envelope of deeds and lawyer letter, riding shotgun. The estate loomed, icicle lights dripping like judgment. Victor opened the door mid-knock. Dining room. Now. No embrace, just the scent of a cedar cologne and expectation. They sat like a tribunal. Claire cradled her bump like evidence. Evelyn's smile trembled with rehearsed warmth. Victor didn't bother with pleasantries. That cabin is excessive for one person. Claire needs stability after delivery. You'll host Christmas, then let them stay 6 months. Claire nodded. It's only fair. I set my coat down slowly. Fair is a word you forfeited years ago. Evelyn's voice cracked. We're family. I slid the first envelope across mahogany. Titles in my name only. Mortgage paid. Victor's knuckles whitened on his glass. You will not embarrass us. I produced the second envelope. Trespass notice. Coded locks. Motion sensors. Try the door. Meet the sheriff. Claire laughed, brittle. You're bluffing. I met her eyes. Test me. Silence ballooned. The 12-foot tree glittered, indifferent. Victor stood. Leave this table and you're dead to us. I was already at the door. You buried me at 9. I'm just choosing a better grave. The latch clicked like a gunshot. Snow swallowed their shouts as I descended the drive. My phone vibrated, 43 new voicemails. I powered it off. The cabin road unspooled under headlights, pines bowing under fresh powder. At 11:57 p.m., I keyed the new code. Warmth rushed out to greet me. On the island sat a small box I'd wrapped for myself, a brass key fob engraved mine. I poured cocoa, let the fire speak, and felt 32 years of apologies I'd never received dissolve into steam. Christmas dawn painted the valley rose gold. Aunt Lila arrived with cousins, coolers of tamales, and a portable speaker blasting vintage soul. We strung popcorn, burned marshmallows, laughed until our ribs hurt. My phone, face down, collected 61 missed calls. I flipped it over once, saw Victor's name, and flipped it back. The mountain air tasted like freedom. They wanted my sanctuary. I gave them absence. Somewhere below, in a mansion of hollow cheers, the Warrens opened gifts under a tree that suddenly felt too large. Up here, I opened windows to let the cold pour in, proof the house could hold whatever I chose. The only echo was Lila's piano, her frail fingers coaxing Silent Night into something fierce. I sang harmony, off-key and unafraid. This was the Christmas they'd never forget, because for the first time, I wasn't in it.